How do flowering plants reproduce? Today we are going to see here what is the structure of a flower, explain what pollination is and how it takes place, identify different methods of pollination, and how does the fertilization takes place and what is its process in detail. First of all, for learning how they reproduce, we have to see the structure of a flower, and here I have taken a flower, for example hibiscus, which contains both the sexes in the same flower. So, first we will learn what are the parts of the reproduction, such as male reproductive part and female reproductive part. The male reproductive organ or part of the flower is known as stamen, which is its single unit. It consists of two structures. One is a long stalk, which is named as filament, and above it here is a bilobed anther. Anther produces pollen grains, which are the male gametes, and also here we can see a structure which is known as pistil, which is a single unit of female reproductive part. It consists of three structures or three parts: stigma, style, and ovary. Stigma is a sticky surface where it captures the pollen grains. Style is a long tube that connects the stigma to the ovary, which is just above the thalamus. Ovary contains the ovules, which once fertilized will develop into seeds. In the last slide, we have seen a part of hibiscus flower. Here you have given a tulip flower. Let's see if you can recognize all the parts. Now, what is pollination? Pollination is a simple process through which the pollens, which are pollen grains, produced by pollen sac of the anther are dehiscent, and they are released into the air or the surface, and some agents such as pollinators, which may be insect, which may be wind, or which may be water. For different ecological niches, different pollinators are there. They come, take away the pollen grains, or maybe due to they are lightweight, so they are carried by wind currents, air currents, or they can flow in the water, or they can stick onto the insect's body. When the insect sticks on the next flower, it gets sticked on the stigma of that flower. So this is the process of pollination. It can be self-pollination or cross-pollination. Self-pollination occurs where one flower anther are sticked on the same flower stigma or another flower from the same plant. Cross-pollination occurs when the pollen of one flower are going with the pollinators and sticking onto the flower of some another plant. It can be through insects, by wind, or by air. Process of pollination involves pollen production, which takes place in the bilobed structure of the pollen sac, where male reproductive cells or gametes are produced. They attract pollinators by nectar, fragrance, or attractive colorful petals like bees, butterflies, or birds like hummingbirds. These pollinators visit the flower for nectar or pollen, and it brushes against the anther, picking up and carrying pollen grains on its body. And arrival on the another flower, the pollinators disperse all the anther to the stigma of the flower. Fertilization takes place when the flower stigma allows the pollen tube to grow, and the male gametes are transferred from the stigma inside the ovary through a pollen tube. Fertilization. Fertilization is a process where the male and female reproductive cells or gametes combine to initiate the development of the seed. Why is it important? It is essential for maintaining the diversity of plant species, the functioning of ecosystems, and food production. Here is a recap of process of fertilization. First is fertilization, seed formation, and seed dispersal and germination. What happens in the plants which does not bear any type of flower, which we known as gymnosperms. It's simple. They reproduce by spore production. Non-flowering plants like ferns, mosses, and algae release their tiny reproductive structures called spores. These spores can be carried by wind or water to a new location where they can grow into a new plant according to the favorable conditions. Here's a short recap. It was a quick revision of how the sexual reproduction takes place in flowering plants. Hope you guys enjoyed it and like it. Please give the thumbs up and subscribe my channel for more.